It's good to see you again, Topher.
Yeah, well, you should be recording this. I think that's the right thing to do.
I think so. And Jimmy, it's a pleasure to meet you. And both of you, congratulations on Home Economics. This looks like a fun show.
It is. It's fun to be on too.
Topher, I'll start with you. What about the script called to you?
The short answer is it was just really funny and great. But the long answer is I stepped back and I went, I don't think I've ever seen a TV show or a movie that's talked about adult siblings. That's already a very small group. Adult sibling. And by the way, a lot of us have them. So it's something that's very relatable. But then on top of it, to talk about finances and who's in what tax bracket and how that makes people. I mean, these are the ultimate people you're competitive with in life are your siblings. And I thought, what a taboo subject matter that people don't talk about. What a great way to talk about it in a really big forum.
Jimmy, tell me a little bit about your character, Connor.
Connor is, the one in the highest tax bracket in the families, which would probably make him the least relatable character in the show. But he's, and I think he feels a little weird about that. I think being that guy of the family is obviously, financially the easiest, but mentally can be the most strenuous. There's a lot of feelings of like guilt and just weirdness that come with being in that position. And I think you're able to see that in the show.
Have you guys worked together before, or were you friends prior to this?
On season one.
On season one, yeah,
and
we were. I was a really big fan of Jimmy's. I had seen him first in 22 Jump Street, and I thought there were a couple of performances in that movie that were, really jumped out. And then I kind of looked him up on YouTube, and I didn't realize he had this huge presence on the internet. And then American Vandal came out, which I thought was, I don't know if you've seen American Vandal, but it's just a great show. But
came out 4 years ago today, actually.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where you go, if I'm going to go do another one of these shows, I had such a great ride the first time I did it. I was with such a dream team. I thought the only thing that's important to me is that this be just a dream team of people. When I'm on set, I feel like I'm fanning out on them. And I remember we've been talking about it a lot this morning, but I remember the first phone call I had with Jimmy where I was just kind of begging him to do it. And I'm glad he did. I don't know if he's glad he did it.
I'm glad you did.
Okay.
I'm glad I did.
You both do your share of voice work. Jimmy, is that a good part of your job? You like voice work?
I enjoy it. Yeah, I do. I mean, I do it a lot. I go in, like, they squeeze me in when I can, when I'm not working on this show. I think it's really fun. It can be really weird. If you're not in a good mood, it's not fun because you show up and they're like, all right, you're in this ball of muck and you're rolling down the hill, go. And you're like,
That's pretty good.
And
that's
then,
pretty good.
And then they're like, a little bigger. And then, I play a leaf in this show that I'm doing on Hulu, and they're like, just the notes that you get are so bizarre. Like, all right, you get pierced by a stick and you say this line as you're sliding down the stick. So it's like important to be in kind of a good mood when you go into these things. Otherwise, you're just like, what am I doing?
Topher, how about you?
I haven't done a lot of voice work. I did a Simpsons. I found it. They told me at the beginning of the Simpsons session, like, do, bigger than you, like by the way, I think I have a personal problem where I think I'm being gregarious and I seem not that upbeat. So it's even worse in animation where they're like,
in animation, they're always like, hike it up even more.
Yeah, go bigger. And I just kind of couldn't, not my thing. I'm not good at it.
But then you see it and you're like, oh, I should have gone even bigger.
I know what they meant now. By the way, I wake up with a ball of muck every morning.
What's that?
In our final moments we have together, I'll start with Topher. Tell me what audiences will pull from the show.
Well, if you like season one, we were able to establish something during a pandemic that we were just so thrilled with the reception that it got. But we kind of could only do it in these 2 sound stages we have here. And then this year, we get to do everything we did last year, but we get to just level up. Our season premiere takes place at Levi Stadium. We get to go to clubs and restaurants and just, we're able to say to the writers, do whatever you want to do. So it was great to test it out, in its beta form, but now we get to be back and kind of, and really do it, whatever we want to do.
Jimmy, you have the last word. What do you think audiences are going to take away from the show? Season 2.
Well, I'd actually like to.
I think that we do cover like all different sides of the spectrum on the, financial side. I think there's just a character in this show that everyone can relate to. I think, the family has a lot of uncomfortable conversations that maybe a lot of families don't have. I think a lot of families are in similar spots. Maybe they have a similar dynamic, and they just don't really talk about a lot of the things that we do on the show. So I think it's nice to be able to let someone do the talking for you. And, maybe if there's some uncomfortability between you and your siblings, you can just recommend, hey, maybe watch episode 4. Let me know what you think.
Very cool. Topher, final question. Will there be ever a That 70s Show reunion?
I've always said I would be the first one there, but
yeah, we would do it.
We would do it. We'd both do it. Yeah.
We would do it.
But look, everyone, the good thing about that show is everyone's so successful afterwards that it'd be really hard. But I love those guys, still in touch with them.
Oh, great. And thank you guys for your time this morning. And I appreciate it. And again, it's Home Economics on ABC. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.